When I was younger, I used to get up before anyone else and I'd go and I'd turn on the television. I only had 13 channels, but I'd turn it on and I'd see those colored blocks and I'd literally just wait for cartoons to start. And I always thought, who are those people that make that magic?
My name's Adam King. I'm 34 years old. I work at Cartoon Conrad Productions and I'm a director.
Hi, my name is Jenna Marks. I'm 25 years old.
Hey, my name is Luke Buxton. I work at Cartoon Conrad. I'm an art director and animator.
My name is Rebecca McDaniel. I grew up in Hammonds Plains, Nova Scotia.
My name is Ian Glant. I'm 36 years old. I've been in Nova Scotia for 11 years now working in animation.
My name is Kristen McKinnon. I'm 23 years old.
My name is Jessica Hanley and I'm 22 years old.
My name is Aggie Flam and this is my third career in my life.
My name is Seth Drost. I'm 26 years old and I'm an animator from Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Hi, I'm Samantha Branch. I'm 24 years old and I grew up in Oromocto, New Brunswick.
My name is Sean Garnier. I'm from Nova Scotia and I've worked in the Nova Scotia animation industry for the last 15 to 16 years now.
Hello, I'm Daniel. I'm 29 years old and I grew up in a small country town in rural Australia.
My name is Luke Conrad. I was born and raised in Nova Scotia. My company's name is called Cartoon Conrad Productions and we currently have 60 employees. Why Nova Scotia? I think anyone who's been to Nova Scotia can answer that. It's a beautiful place, but it's not just that, it's my home. It's where I was born and raised. It allows me to have a business here, an animation and film business, and also have a family and hire other people so that they can come here.
I grew up in BC, but moved here for the work. Nova Scotia has a thriving animation community and really good jobs. It's known across Canada and even in the States as being one of the hubs of animation in North America.
This is definitely a place I want to stay for the rest of my life. Growing up in Dartmouth, I spent my summers on the lake. My whole family's there.
It's great that there's so many job opportunities out here and I would love for there to continue to be. I don't want to have to move.
Knowing that there's schools here was great. Knowing that there's jobs here is even better because I don't have to move away from my family.
Luke had contacted me about the job and the family situation changed and so I came to Nova Scotia.
I grew up on the coast by the ocean. I love being near the ocean and forest and that sort of thing, and Nova Scotia was the only part of Canada that really offered me that, where I could actually get work.
I've been in this industry for quite some time now and I've watched people come out of school. We've hired people coming right out of school and watched them buy their first car and their first home, get married, have children.
All my family's out here. I just recently bought a house out here as well. Got my roots settled here. And
My entire family's here. My fiance's here, her entire family's here.
I've built a life here with my family since I've been here. I've had kids and I've settled down and made a lot of friends, and I really don't want to have to move to chase work around the country.
There's so many companies and so many people that would be affected if there was a cut in the Nova Scotia film tax credit.
My name's Andrew McCormick and I'm a freelance editor, director, and cinematographer, and I live in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. I'm not originally from Nova Scotia, but I moved here basically because it had such a vibrant and prosperous film industry. We have a young son who's 2.5. We've bought a house in Dartmouth. I mean, we want to live in Nova Scotia, and without this tax credit, we'll have to move.
My name is John Wesley Chisholm. I own Arcadia Entertainment here in Halifax. We produce television shows for the international market. Mostly we work for National Geographic and tell stories of the sea. I got started into this business in a pretty interesting way. I went down to see the folks at Discovery Channel in Washington, D.C. Didn't have much. All I had was this, that I was from Nova Scotia and I had the film tax credit. And that's all I had. I had no business experience. I'd never even been underwater. But I came home from that meeting with $2.4 million and a contract to make an Ocean Adventure series.
My name is John Dunsworth. I'm 68 years old. I've been working in Nova Scotia since opening a theater here in 1970, Pier 1 Theater. In the early 80s, I opened a casting company called Filmworks, which is still going. We've cast hundreds, probably more than 1,000 films by now. Some big ones, a lot of little ones. Worked on things like Haven and Trailer Park Boys and Titanic. Presently I'm in 3 different television series, and I would say that 2 of them would not, for sure, have happened here if it wasn't for the tax credits.
If they change the tax credit, we're going to lose our competitive edge. The industry right now is thriving, and it has so much potential to bring so much more to our province.
The industry in Australia, I got my start in 2004, so the industry was really starting to grow then in media, so both animation, video game development, film, these were all things that were really starting to take off. Not a lot of stuff was coming in from overseas because there was no incentive to do it, but once that tax incentive was brought in, the industry actually started to flourish. And somewhere around around 2011, 2012, that tax incentive was taken away, and within the span of 3 months we had pretty much every single video game studio except for 1 in the country closed down. We had most of the film studios in the country had shut down. Fox Studios actually completely closed up shop entirely, and we had tens of thousands of people lose their jobs.
If you take the tax credit down 10%, then we're no longer competitive, and people will go somewhere else. Is that what you want?
Youth retention is like one of the biggest issues right now in the Maritimes. And the film industry attracts and retains young creative workers. It just makes common sense to keep it.
I would say that if things were to go the way that they're moving now, that we would be several $100 million a year very shortly of film production here.
It's kind of a unique industry in the sense that it's a self-sustaining industry. We don't need to take any of our natural resources to maintain work.
When an art is also contributing economically to an aging, struggling economy, it just makes sense to keep it around.
And if the films go somewhere else, if the producers go somewhere else, then the people in this community who are graduating from our schools and who have come here to participate in the digital media and film and television, they're going to go somewhere else too.
Do I leave or do I change careers? Because there's no middle ground there. I don't think that we'd be able to just make work magically appear.
Having the tax credit would definitely help me stay here for sure, and I would love that.
I had been through one of these sweeps before where I've had to I was an artist and had to become a sandwich artist because there was no other opportunities in the trades and my crafts.
And if the tax credit leaves, then I will more than likely be forced to leave to follow the work.
There will be no film and television production coming here to Nova Scotia if our tax credit is less competitive than those other regions.